Hello. Sorry for the wait, everybody. How's everyone doing? Tom here. I'm going to be checking out Godot for the second time and trying to recreate a WarioWare game I had in it because that was a good way to kickstart me into game development again. So I thought it'd be an easy way to try Godot. Hello, Antonio. How you doing today? Thanks for dropping by. Keep seeing that great art from you. Someone was impressed from your sticker when I showed them the other day. We've got yeah, but kind of gonna try to figure this out as I go. If you're looking for someone that's used Godot a lot, this is not this. This is learning it as we go along. So last time when I did do this, we kind of followed a tutorial. This time we'll just dive in because I did the whole tutorial. Antonio, are you enjoying Switch 2 right now? You can rub it in my face like people have done with Analog Pocket. All right. No, you have the day off because it's Quebec's National Day. That's probably a pretty good time to have it, just sort of at the start of summer. Call this WarioWare Cheers. Godot has hopped down to my other window and is being slow. You'll be playing some Mario Kart World later. Excellent. Oh my god, it's 3D. We don't need 3D. 2D. There we go. No, probably later this week I will I might check out some games, but I think middle of the week I thought I should push forward one of my mini goals to finish this. And hello, Oscar. That's great. You're enjoying Switch 2, and it's neat you're trying out the camera and stuff. What has your favorite game been so far? Yeah, Mario Kart World makes sense. I think that followed by Donkey Kong Bonanza should be a great 1-2 combo to start off the system. Donkey Kong Bonanza was looking bigger than I thought, but it kind of looks like it'll just have the energy of Jungle Beat on a larger 3D scale. Yeah, that was a bit of a twist for Pauline to be young in it. Kind of more Diddy Kong size that way. So the idea of the game I'm making here is just you have a beer glass or root beer glass, whatever you want. Another person does, and it's basically about cheers, but they're going up and down. You want to be under the other one to get their beer. That was the kind of joke idea I had at one point and made it a WarioWare game over time. I'm just going to quickly whip up assets when I'm making this. I'll probably start off with rectangles even. And maybe do some more polish the following week. It's just important to get things moving around. I unfortunately lost all the assets I had at the moment. You think Donkey Kong Bonanza could be a prequel to Super Mario Odyssey? Well, I don't know if Nintendo would care about that, but that could be an interesting twist if that was at the end. I think, though, probably you'll get those... they kind of showed the final boss and stuff already. Maybe it could be sharing the world in spots. Like, prequel makes sense because of Pauline being young. Maybe there'll be some loose tie into it or some sort of Easter egg. I think Nintendo just isn't concerned about that sort of thing or willing to put it aside. Okay, I do have Photoshop open at least, so... Tempted to grab it from from the thumbnail. Oh yeah, New Donk City had a huge reference to Donkey Kong. So yeah, entirely possible. In the end, I'm most interested in the gameplay. We'll see. It's got a lot of movement options. So despite it, like, it looks super fun to dig, and we wonder how much will be there, but the movement seems to be like a step up from Odyssey, is what I was saying. But I haven't played it yet. Other people have, so I can't speak on it fully. Yeah, I missed the hand-drawn art I had. This will be my terrible programmer art just to get going. I got to do a couple lines at least for detail. Banana Joy-Cons. Are the Joy-Cons in the shape of a banana, or they're just yellow? I didn't have the exact one, but on N64 they had the yellow controllers and they were cheaper because nobody wanted them. I didn't have the banana one. Because controllers were a whopping $40 at the time, and the banana ones were $35. Shaped. Yeah, shaped would be something. I don't think they'll do that. Oh yeah, Oscar, they do that so to like make sure people aren't a jerk online. This is exciting, saving a file. I'm sure Godot supports flipping it very easily, but I will just do this right now as a precaution. So as I remember with Godot, it's just different nodes that we could drag to. It's kind of handy. I'll have to be looking up things on the fly. And I still do not have my Switch 2, by the way. Maybe I'll have to get another one after I've done Carpoon. Continues to be good motivation to finish it. Oh yeah, drag X-Drive release date, so that'll be the August game, but it's only $20. Like they could have 2 games that month if they really wanted to, depending on their release date schedule. But yeah, it's nice news that it's $20 so more people will try it. If it was more than that, I don't think many would. This project, I didn't think about adding music. I could later. I haven't thought about music too much. Like, it would make sense to make a finished game at the end to have music, even if it's like a little mini game. Yeah, $20 is like an eShop amount. I would guess, like, I don't think it has a physical release, but that's something I haven't looked into. I just assume at $20 it's a digital only title. Anyway, let's try to drag in these assets and start figuring the simple way of, we just want it to move up and down, one of them by itself, and then we'll do controls after. I can, maybe I gotta figure out how to import objects. I imported a tile set last time. Okay, they're kind of down there on the bottom now. Yeah, over here I'll be going to Bit Summit next month. I was looking through the game list there, and a lot of them already have demos that are out. It'd be interesting to see what other indie gems can be found there. And I would definitely recommend the Consume Me demo on Steam. It was an independent game festival winner, and apparently it had been worked on for a very long time, like almost a decade. But it's like that one, despite its message, is a super video game. Like in terms of speed and pacing. It's art. The art doesn't look good at a glance, but emotion is great. Now, Oscar with Jamboree, isn't that out yet? Isn't that already out? Okay. spoken like a true person here that doesn't have Switch 2 yet. And is trying to finish a video game. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up this easy tutorial because it'll get things moving. I can just some of this will come back to me from before. Like I was ideally, if I didn't have a bunch of work this morning, I would have done a little bit of review beforehand. Let's look for a rigid. I wonder here, it might be best to move me down like that. There we go. No one needs to see my boring Windows taskbar. Maybe they do. Whoop. You miss out on the top there. So I had a joke. Yeah, Nintendo Today app, that works. It's hard to remember the Nintendo Today app. I thought the app would do a lot better if it was like a WarioWare style TikTok app. I would love it much more. Like I could actually play the app and then have news sprinkled in. Yeah, I think they'll keep using it at times so people check it. Um, like they offered Splatoon. I think they showed the Splatoon news in Japan on it. Wow, that light is too bright today, but I'm blind. Yeah, I think they just wanted to start it though, and they wanted control over it, to have control over their own platform, because that's kind of like what they do with the directs. Even though it's on YouTube, they continue to want more control over their messaging. Okay, well, adding a collision shape here. I think, yeah, beer mug is basically a rectangle. Oh, Antonio, you might have that problem on YouTube if enough people watch it, like the um, Switch 2 Direct. Like what the Netflix special between, what is it, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson showed is that the internet does have limits when enough people are watching something. Like I don't know if cable TV had that sort of limit. And yeah, Oscar, Splatoon soon. Probably within the next 3 months because it's ESRB rated. And hello, Skina. It's going well. This is actually, I'm in the future. This is my Wednesday, but it's going okay. And my Tuesday was good. Hope your Tuesday's going well over there. Hope you've been enjoying Switch 2. I think it's very hard to remember. It's easy for me because I've done it for years, and I would also work with people in different time zones and have two different clocks, so that helps. No, but just oh, thank you. Just trying to do a simple mini game today because I said maybe too soon that I wouldn't stream Carpoon 1.0 anymore, uh, but pretty close on that. And so working towards other mini goals. Oh, that's great. It's been lots of fun. Okay, this is telling us we got to set a collision group. We don't have to worry about this. This is enemies colliding with each other. That's to keep the speed down. Yeah, but I would say for Switch 2, I've still been holding out for after I finish Carpoon, but I would say I'm on pace to finish what I want to this week. I may do bug testing on the weekend and then start working on the trailer. Thank you, Sakina. This is sort of just, I guess, after I've done it in created a video game in a few different things, so I know what to look for. Although this is different in the node setup, so I guess eventually you just get a knack for trying to figure out what to look for and do what to Google search for. The secret is Google searching to game development. I hope doctors never get to that point where they have to do Google searches. Yeah, Hayden last time had the recommendation for, I think it was this tutorial here by Brackies, so I did that. But it has been a while now. Okay. Oh, I think it's like they're saying there's a collision object 2D section. Like, what? Probably under here. Yeah, I had the search, so it was kind of hiding some of them. Yeah, Googled the. Antonio, you still got it? Oh yeah, Oscar, have you played, for instance, any of the sort of 2D-ish Zelda games? I would assume those would have a smooth frame rate. Or basically any Zelda, I think, is improved. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's what I would choose. Especially because I haven't played that one yet. Okay, that's Okay, here. So they say to uncheck this, this mask option, but we want it because otherwise there's a chance this beer mug won't go into the other beer mug. Let us see if it mentions just how to move an item. Animation we might need later because they might tilt. I might be able to rotate it, the mugs, but we'll see. Okay, we'll need a player scene. In WarioWare, though, I have it so the mug is moving up and down automatically. And when you press a button, it's when it shoots across and hits the other mug. Okay. Yeah, hilariously, like all the assets that I created are on my computer, so I'll have to recreate them. Fortunately, it's not a lot of effort to draw a beer mug. Oh yeah, Oscar, they were doing that. That's the same for that game as it was for Mario Kart. Although Mario Kart was being worked on for Mario Kart World was being worked on for 7 or 8 years. I was reading an article about Game Maker on Switch 2, which is what I use for Carpoon, and they were saying they were approached by Nintendo about a year before launch. And at that point, the system was basically all figured out and set. The only things that changed since then were some of the ways developers, I think some like the back end software stuff to interact with it. And right now, it's like still very hard to get Switch 2 development kits, kind of like Switch 1 at first. And they figure it'll probably take 6 to 8 months before most developers get it. And they want more games that are unique to Switch 2 that can only be done on it. Deltarune is just so huge that I guess they make a special exception. Um, yeah, so it still takes some time for indie games to get onto it. I think this is the exact same one for enemy movement, but we'll get UFO 51 on Switch 2. Yeah, that'd be nice. You could use the I get it mixed up, a game share, whatever it is that's like sharing over a network for a local game with UFO 50 with Switch 2. That'd be nice. One extra game with mouse controls, yeah. They're all on different projects now. It's not that many people who worked on that. So I'm sure, like, I don't know if they'd want. I'm just thinking, like, it wasn't a total of 8 years, but it was a long time because they were working on Splunky 2 for a bit of that. Like, I don't know. Well, add a script. Okay, let's see if we can add a script. Can I add a sprite even? That's the one disadvantage of a text tutorial. Like, it could be quicker, but at the same time, you kind of miss where things happen. I might open the former Brackeys tutorial. I'll just put it on mute. Yeah, Oscar, that's been a kind of a big problem why a lot of third-party games didn't do well. Excuse me for a second. I'm going to turn on the air conditioning. Shouldn't be too loud, I hope. No, I think most third parties sold less than even their lowest estimates. Only Cyberpunk did well. I think Sega was third or something like that. Yeah, I think some of these games, it's not like Sega released a brand new game on it. Puyo Tetris 2 or whatever is probably not all that different from any previous one. So then you have a game like Yakuza 0, like Director's Cut with some new content, but it's not like an exciting new game. You gotta think, like, you're going up against more expensive system. Everyone basically will buy Mario Kart World, almost. And then they have to buy another game. Yeah, see, just like you're saying, your budget was depleted after getting a Switch 2, Mario Kart, and accessories. Like, you have to buy the camera or use the camera. You might want another, like, a Pro controller, another controller. So gonna cheat and I'm following this again. Let's see if I can just make the settings slightly faster. Probably be too fast, but okay. So I after that direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm more excited for it. Yeah, I'll still have to see how it is in the end. Like, I haven't played the demo, but I'm more confident in it now after the direct than I was earlier. Earlier, I thought maybe it'll be a smaller game. So I think with the choice with Pauline, it's Nintendo trying to expand their audience more, to like to make sure there's more uh, women playing their systems, basically, because like I'm sure, like Skinner, you do already. Like I'm sure there's already many uh, women who play Nintendo, but like to help push that further, because that's probably a market that's kind of not as emphasized on by a lot of developers. But Nintendo has the advantage that a lot of their developers actually are women. They're not just men like a lot of companies. So I think that helps. I think, and I say this too because the Princess Peach game earlier. I think this is like a better effort at that. Like I don't think the numbers are almost half men and half women at Nintendo, but it was pretty good. I remember reading about that compared to other companies. So that's probably like why we don't have Diddy, for instance, even though Pauline might have been chosen to, I don't know, kind of the musical aspect to it, because they've had like music tracks in other games, and it helps really like push the game. I don't know if they want to like push that further, but maybe that we'll see in one of the interviews the choice behind having Pauline there and not someone like Diddy, or some interview later on. Yeah, I think DS, and we just any new kind of title where they could take more of a chance on than going, for like a standard game, basically. Oscar. No, I did not mean the DK rap. I don't think the DK rap pushed music to help push their games. Although, yeah, sure, maybe it did. But it got people talking about it. Okay, let's see if we can add in. How do we add in our animation here? Okay. This is going to be enemy, so hey, there it is. That's way too big, but we got something on the screen, although it's not on screen in the game. Yeah, thank you. I wonder for the player how that'll work, but maybe I add in animated sprite here. This will help. This will help visualize it more. Whoa! Can I just drag that there? Maybe. We'll see if that works. Probably won't. Cheers in 4K. Yeah. I would recommend writing an actual number down and not eyeballing it, but for the purposes here, we can eyeball it. So this will help. What's going to happen is like this will be yours and it's going up and down. And maybe the AI one goes up and down. And then you'll have whatever that amount of time in WarioWare is, like 5 seconds. Well, it's going up and down. Press a button and it goes across. If it goes here, this one will. Can I rotate? Well, it will rotate down. You'll win. If we go back here, if I can get it. Oh yeah, you can rotate. If I don't know what key I pressed to do that, but yes, you can. Oh no, I've dropped. Anyway, if you're above, that's good. Oh no. Oh, this is hilarious. I want to just undo. There we go. Yeah, so that's the idea. So down here we could add animation, but there's only one frame for this. Hey, Oscar, are you saying you can hook up Switch 1 Joy-Cons to Switch 2 and still play those games? So hopefully that'll be the case. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed with the Ring Fit compatibility. That was one that Andre noticed right away. Okay, back here, let's see. I assume with a lot of Nintendo franchises, they're either um, they have like different plans for which one will do best and like the timeline they can release them in. Like probably Animal Crossing's a huge one, a huge pillar. The Warrior style Zelda is probably a placeholder. Well, they can work on another Zelda like to buy time along with all the different upgrades. Okay, let's check back here. That was important. That was a oh, I see. He's made it its own node. No, Ring Fit was great and it did really well. So hopefully they have another Ring Fit option in the future. That though, you wonder if well, I guess probably Ring Fit they would have been working on it before the start of the pandemic. Uh, it's hard to say on that one, but its success could be pandemic related. We'll call this the Mug AI or Mug. It's not enemy. It's not really an enemy. We'll call that. I'll drag it down to its own group. I have no idea how I got. Oh, here it is. W, E, and S. That makes sense. There we go. Now we can move it around. So you get your pivot point back there. Yeah, there we go. So those are up there in Godot. Now, Ring Fit, I liked it, but if I played it again, I would have to not do the steps, or I'd have to wear shoes because I ended up with plantar fasciitis on the bottom of my feet again from doing it. So I had to stop. It took me a while before I could jog again. So even though I was running on a kind of carpet, it was kind of a thin carpet over laminate flooring. And yeah, it was like Dance Dance Revolution back in the day. It did a number to my feet. No, it wasn't that bad at the time. It's just I knew from experience that I should stop at that point. So I did not beat Ring Fit, unfortunately. But they do have options where you don't have to run on the spot. Like all the other stuff in Ring Fit is good. Okay, let's see. So we want a collision shape 2D on this, and we'll add that. I'd say the main difference here between Game Maker and this is that well, in Game Maker, it's technically all in one scene like this. It's not linked as directly. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Oscar. Was that like a close family or like a immediate family or like an uncle? Yeah. Oh, very sorry to hear that. Uncle's, yeah, I think it'd be a great influence. Or aunt. Uh, and I guess because it was in the Dominican Republic, like you weren't able to go back for the funeral. Yeah, my condolences. Oh, you didn't have uncles or aunts. Wow, I guess, yeah, I guess that can happen. I think that would be more common these days. You get like a honorary aunt or uncle these days. Like one of my best friends, Jeff, to his kids, I'm their uncle. I'm their uncle. Okay. We need a rigid body 2D here. Starting to see the framework of this. Maybe it probably goes up there. Wow, that's tiny. Oh yeah. So your mom was an only child. Yeah, that's what I figured. You never really met your stepdad's siblings since they all speak Arabic. Yeah, that's like well, you'd have to assume there's like more only childs now. So I think a lot of it, it's something I took for granted and something I noticed more with aunts and uncles. Like I only have one nephew technically, and he only has I guess one uncle and aunt. So yeah, I think it's something where like the idea of an aunt or uncle will have to be kind of like extended this day and age. You know, yeah, I'll say like many, like not all of them. Some of them lived a bit further away, but um, yeah, like a lot, especially on my mom's side, were great while growing up. Or my aunt Joanne would give like meat pies and stuff. It was funny. There's other things too, but just I was just laughing at how I think all of the it'd be like a competition to try to get the meat pies. Yeah, one nephew and one niece, great being an aunt. Well, yeah. See there, you can at least you get to be a great aunt, and you can ensure that they have a great experience. Okay, we might have the basis for this. Let's try moving this up and down on the screen. Pan is with the space button. My nephew now is so busy. Like he has to take a entrance exam for high school in January. Like that's what they have to do in Japan. And so I got to see him once for his basketball game, and maybe that's it until the end of the year. I missed all like the opportunity where I could see him often. Now he's too busy forever. But like many of my cousins, they have kids that I can kind of be like honorary uncles for too. So I do. One of my nephews. There's this run called the Sun Run, which is like a 10-kilometer run, which is 6 miles, and he did it at 9 years old. So I was impressed. I did it with him, and I said I would run it again with him next year. So that's something I'm looking forward to. See if he can crack 1 hour. That's the goal. 1 hour for 6 miles at 10 or 11 years old would be impressive. Okay, we're watching the exciting tutorial once again. Let's see the part where the enemies might move. They have it where we can go back to this. This is where you actually collide with the object and stuff happens. I want the enemy to move. Yeah, whereas this is looking more like it. No, it's an ad for AI Envato tools. Okay, we have to get into there somehow. This might be the wrong way to do it, but we'll start and see if it works. It looks right. Hello, HPR Shredder. Hey, how's it going? I'm tackling the mini Godot goal once again because I said too early that I'd be done streaming Carpoon 1.0, although Carpoon 1.0 is on track to kind of finish up by the weekend and start working on the trailer. Glad it's going good over there. I'm once again referencing the Brackeys tutorial, but just to quickly get this stuff working. See, we're skipping through it. Yeah, with Carpoon, I think I was trying to force it too quickly. So I just kind of broke it down and step by step again. Oh, you're about ready to start prototyping game as well. Excellent. Yeah, I guess you would have to prototype movement first, depending on your game. Movement, make sure that's fun, and then a simple loop. Like, I think some game prototypes are way rougher than we even imagine. I think they just try to see if the fun's there, and then if it is, keep improving it. Yeah. As that is essentially taking it little by little is what I did with Carpoon. Although I'm assuming you have a more ambitious game. A Dark Souls killer, perhaps. I don't know. I joke, but it could be true. No, definitely be fun to try. It'd be good to get that goal done. Yeah, definitely a few years of learning. Like, I was asking the creator of Knuckle Sandwich, who apparently did a little bit of Deltarune for a year and a half, if Knuckle Sandwich was their first game, because I didn't hear of anything they made before it. And they had like a ton of little games, even while they were working on Knuckle Sandwich, which was like a mother-like RPG in a Game Boy Advance style with WarioWare battles. So I think like you can be working on your big game and then like do little mini games to learn little bits along the way. The trick here, back to this, will be it has to be Y movement first of all. Be when it hits the bottom of the screen, like change direction. Today it'd be nice here if I just had the mugs moving up and down, and if you can press a button to make it go across and hit the other one. Just even. Ten out of 10. It's affecting both of them. I'll probably have to create another scene. You're only supposed to affect one of them. I'll show that again. It's so quick. I'll do 0.1. So they're moving. That's like. It almost feels like they're accelerating on the way down, but they aren't. Oh, and Hayden, always. It'd be cool to do a game jam too at one point when you're learning. I'm going to have a game jam with Yerk at the end of July. I think Antonio, I said game jam at one point. But I also know you have many projects. Yeah, well, like I did a game jam in January with professional game developers, do it all the time. And it was neat because they didn't use Game Maker yet. So I could kind of show them that. Well, they knew more things in general about coding. So I could learn tips from them on it. So it was fun. Like I'll test Unreal, for instance, here and see if my computer can handle it. I don't think it can. I'm worried I'll run out of video memory if I was to stream trying to make an Unreal mini game. Okay, well, let's see if they have it so it changes. Yeah, okay. That's a good one to copy. Although I could just write a number. He's gonna change direction at some point. Random add. No. And I said to the others, I don't have Switch 2 yet. So it continues to be my motivation to finish Carpoon along with other things. This guy is taking a while to get to an if statement. So they're detecting a collision here. I could create a false wall that the player doesn't see at the edge of the world if they don't have the screen size. Probably don't need that though. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Easy reference there. All right, well that's easy enough. We'll do that, and we'll just guess. We'll guess on the height. It's probably 0. You gotta consider the sprite height and scale and stuff. Well, as I say with projects, do lots of little small projects whenever you can and gain experience from finishing. Maybe I should have done even more of that before going to Harpoon. We want speed be 1. It can change. I don't think it'll be constant. uh, Antonio, you're Sprite. Aren't we animating beer? Well, I guess root beer. You're making these great connections, Antonio. It's like what I used to try. I think my mind used to do that all the time. Now it's less so, but it became less needed for YouTube to do that type of pun. So, oh no, it's hilarious. Okay, speed and times direction. Okay, now we want it. Let's say if the position, I guess I can make it, it's definitely a constant. I don't usually use variables that are set as a constant in GameMaker. I'm not even, they might exist. I just never use them, which is maybe bad if a variable can change at any time. But we can set the top and bottom. We'll say top is 0. Maybe screen top, that makes more sense. Const screen bottom. I don't know. It's. Can I see how big the scene is? It's like, oh no, how do I get back to the scene? It's kind of funny. Oh, here we go. I think. Yep. I could probably find. Does it show a position anywhere? Yeah, kind of. So it should. You would think it'd show in that little cursor where it's supposed to be. Where's 0? Like you wouldn't assume that is 0, so I think this is adding to it. Okay. It could be minus 200. This is, so if we go from here to here, it's about 640 or yeah. Just a lower resolution. We'll work with it. This is the fun part where you have to flip, but then make sure it goes back and doesn't just get stuck at the bottom for all time. Probably we'll have to go, we'll flip the direction, and then we have to go make the position equal to the screen bottom. And that way it's not stuck down here forever. Also, that should be top. I don't know. Oh, I see. It does. I'm so used to brackets. It wants these little. Wants a colon. That's different than what I'm used to. Oh, an else if. Is that combined? Well, I'll have to figure out an else if statement later. I don't need it, so. Here, let's see how this works. Let's see if it does work. Nope. um, I wonder. No, that. No. Yeah, shattered glass sound, exactly. So I wonder if this direction is the thing that's doing it. I'm gonna put this under it, and we'll see if that fixes it. I'm gonna do this and see if it's reading it at all. Then I'm gonna start putting in numbers. That should have. Oh well, if it did flip, maybe it wouldn't have done anything. Oh, how do you comment out something? Control K also worked on in Game Maker, so it's just pound to comment out. Yeah, it's so for Mario. It's funny that the Mario 64 and 64 anniversary is in June in Japan, but that's back when they didn't have worldwide releases. I guess this one too we have to comment out. Oh yeah, no, that we want screen top again. So, oh, I flipped these around. I'm so used to Game Maker. It starts at 0 and goes, yeah, it starts at 0, which is the top of the screen, but it's a different number. So I confused myself there. Yeah, there's so many anniversaries now, Oscar. I think the big one is if Nintendo does anything for Mario at 40. Yeah, Chibi Robo. I remember talking to some of those creators last year. That's one series I didn't know much about. Okay. I want to say 0. Yeah, that's right, Oscar. It's Co-Robo. Yeah, I talked to them at Bit Summit last year. Don had made questions for them. And I think that was spread across Kickstarter and something else. And so, yeah, they would probably be deep in development right now. Which I think it got enough money, but it's hard when it's like spread across. Like, imagine you get a bunch of money from a thing that's not Kickstarter, and you get some money from Kickstarter, but it like doesn't meet one. It's a problem. They would probably have it on Nintendo consoles eventually, much like how the artist from F-Zero, their game came to Switch and Steam. It'd probably be like that if they can. I'm just gonna go with that, and I want to. Oh, this is weird. It adds to it. This is weird how it equals this. It's not equaling. Like you would add to a point normally. This is just like, hey, it's this, which is a little different. Check this quick overview. Well, this is when you're moving a player. This would be maybe needed for us. Yeah, that's kind of weird, I'll say, how this is set up. Technically, okay, I see. This is a process on delta time. So all this stuff should be moved to probably a different area. we need something different than delta time, even though like this is happening every and plus. That shouldn't have been working. That shouldn't have been working without the plus. I don't know why. You're gonna complain at me still? Mixed uses of tabs and spaces. Leave me alone. These are things I normally don't have to care about. This is funny. I don't think there should be a problem here. Oh, you fixed an issue with drive and footage. Yeah, that's that that could be many hours of work. Was the drive bad or was the footage having an issue? Okay, now it's not like this, which is weird. Anyway, so this is funny how it was working. I don't think anything changed. But now it's like, well, something did change. Maybe it doesn't like these brackets. And now I'm not referencing these variables. That would be very picky, but I'm getting tempted to just write it again. Maybe it's updated a bit after. No, it doesn't like that. Yeah, maybe it's different now. Oh yeah, Oscar, how did you find Welcome Tour? Was it worth the $10? Or did you learn some interesting things in it? Well, that's interesting. After writing it now, there's no problem. Oh, you need a HDR TV for that. That's interesting. Like on Steam Deck, they had that Aperture Labs demo that I think you could play if you really wanted to, not on the Steam Deck, but I held off to wait for one. So yeah, so that I guess with 4K though, if you need like the darkness, you can't play it at all. Okay, so it was good until I did that. I think here we got like a... Okay, Godot appears to be a little bit picky compared to Game Maker about, I guess because they don't have brackets, it's all just tabs. Is there a problem again? Well, it's definitely not working. Oh, I started a bit later. I had some work to do earlier. Yeah, I'm trying. I think the position is, it might be relating to something else. So I'll see if, like, maybe I don't do that. Nope, need that. I'll see what it is to print a message. We'll print position dot y. Let's see what value it's doing here. 210. Oh, it's like such a small number. That's weird. It's like I thought this was a number in the hundreds, and this is like 220. It's like a micro scale. Oh yeah, Oscar, that will be time because it uses emulation technically, and it's not like switch one chip into the switch two for backwards compatibility. I remember seeing another Crab's Treasure as one of those. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna get some coffee. I think at least we know the numbers are different now. We know what they are. Shouldn't be shouldn't be long to figure out at this point. Always important to debug, not just guess. I guess there is a debugger even. I'm back. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, I didn't hear YouTube was working to bring the app on Switch 2. When was that announced? I guess with some of the stuff on Switch 2, I haven't read too much about it because I care about the games the most and I want to experience them for myself. A week or so ago. Oh, thank you, John. You know what? I was considering if we do that towards the end of the week, as long as we have more progress. Well, you can record it or you could just stream it. Peak is AgroCrab's game that they just did on the side for fun. They called it a side hustle, and then it sold 1 million units. Yeah, that'd be a fun one to play. I think. I guess we'd find out. Now they're very smart at knowing what to do and getting a publisher. And that one, they didn't get a publisher. Oop. They were trying to do that for a bigger game and it fell through. We'll go 210. Seems like a range of 10 pixels, which makes no sense to me. I don't think it moved. You can see the numbers. It's gonna loop. Yeah, it goes back down to 210. That's so weird. Let me see what. Oh, come on. Oh, that was quick. So it starts at 210 and it's visible. It's almost like it's separating, like the point and the sprite are separating. Let's say if it's greater than 213, which is on screen. Go back to 210. Yeah, that's weird. It's adding, it's not moving it back. So let's figure it out. Reddit. Is Reddit the answer? This is getting advanced. A-star pathfinding is for tile maps. That's always interesting. Okay. They're using a move and slide function. It might be related to this global position. I think it is kind of like we're moving a different aspect of it. No, it's still kind of the same. This might be something a guy created. I might have to create a new scene here. Because it is interesting how it's moving both of them. Already, how are things going over there with you and your game and work and stuff? Are you enjoying Switch 2, I hope? Ah, very good. Okay, that's easy enough. Set this as the main scene now. I don't know what's going to happen here. So they both fall still for some reason. And if this one's off, I think they won't fall. No, he still does. If we delete it. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't have a script. This script is somehow affecting it. Or considering this has nothing, is there gravity in this game? Uh, have I been fighting gravity this whole time? Because if we do this, and now run it, and it still falls. Yeah, we've been fighting. We've been fighting gravity. There's like automatic gravity in the game. No, get out of there, gravity. Well, that was nice to figure out. So technically this probably wasn't doing anything. Beer in space, yeah. I'll do -1 so it goes up. I'm glad it compiles quickly. That's funny. Just gravity doing stuff. Oh. See, there can be there can always be weird things like that while making games that you just be stumped on. And if I had checked before I wrote code, then I'd realize something was happening. Okay, yeah, we don't want any gravity on this either. Now we'll go back to our main scene. We'll put in the other mug. No, this is a scene. That was a script. Let's see if it moves at all. No, ever so slowly. It does look like beer in space. I'd have to make him rotate though. Riveting. I guess that could be a root beer float. Progress. Progress. Hopefully it's easier progress on the next one. Okay, so we have this. We'll make the speed like 60 now, like the Brackeys tutorial. We'll go screen. We want screen bottom because that's that confusing. Confusing setup. We'll see if position works instead of global position. I don't think I like that. Yeah. Is it if else? Like, I'm checking. I'm checking Godot if else statements. Oh, elif. Okay. I would not have guessed that. And we want to flip the direction here. Probably want to print out the position still. And they're both going. That's kind of weird. Yeah, they definitely. Oh, greater than, greater than. Brilliant. We'll have it so I had it before, so it's kind of looping around. We'll just make it so it reflects direction. One worked. The other took the other took its sweet time. I feel like they're connected. Like they're only moving one one unit every delta time, which is weird. I think it'd be more than that. I don't know. Maybe that's because it's 60 divided by 60. Let's try 120 and just see if they start moving 2 pixels at a time. Yeah, that kind of does it. So somehow this script is affecting both of them, which is weird. Let's move this script is here. We got to remove this script here. Call this main scene. I'm gonna I want that. I don't want this here, so I'm going to copy it all, and hopefully deleting this here doesn't delete it from the project. No. Like here, having this here is good. Having it in the other one's bad. There we go. That might work. Yay, there. Great. Oop. Kind of got to reorientate its center point. Or its origin. That'll do it. Yeah, could be a little bit quicker. You could add acceleration and stuff, or faking out. Uh, 5 pixels a second. It's usually pretty good. Okay, and we'll have to get the player moving as well, but that can have a similar script. It might be able to have the same function, just if you press a button, it goes across. And I'd want to like alternate what direction it goes at first. Like if they're the same speed, you only have one point that's ever good. If you have 2 different speeds, like maybe there's different points where it alternates on the screen. Let's have it so we press a button and I don't know, it goes across the screen. And then at that point, we can test for collision detection and see if it's above or below the other one. Probably I'll have to remove this, make it its own scene, is my guess. Although we will get a bit into the problem, like communicating in a scene to another scene. We'll see how that works again after. Probably just want to create a scene here. Okay, and we'll just see if press a button and the player will go across the screen. I might have to move to that point. I think that'll be a problem later. We'll see. Like probably it's better if it's all at 0. So many origin points. What is this one? Okay. There. Close enough. This is my placeholder will find if a button's pressed, and then it can keep moving across the screen. I think I just want to mention quickly. I saw this game the other day. I'll probably try Metro Gravity. Kind of has been showing up recently in some videos. Probably gravity-defying platformer on Steam in the N64 style graphics. Okay, I think Godot had something about setting keys similar to Unreal. Let's go back here and check super quick. No, I don't want to see an AI ad. Okay, I'll have to see where I set jumping and stuff, like the controls. Okay, so we'll say this is true. Now set up one for the spacebar. It only has to happen once. It might be its own event. I could do physical key, but let's see. Let's see where they set the keys. Okay, it's something called the input map. Probably under project settings. Here we go. Probably have to add one. It's like attack, but it's not attack. I don't know. We'll call it cheers attack. Okay, it shouldn't have a dead zone. Probably, and a mouse click would also work. We'll add space and a mouse click. It's weird how there's a dead zone. Now, technically, I'll have to also reboot the game after the player misses. Because in WarioWare it would just reset after. That's something I'll have to take care of myself this time around. And it went backwards because the direction was -1. And it should be really fast. It should be, I don't know, it'd be hard if it was slower. Like 900. Even faster. Let's see if spacebar works. I was just doing left click. Yeah. The mug got shy. Retreating backwards. Like, if it was deeper, one of the things you could do is fake. Like, if it was 2 players, you could have feints. And, like, if you're holding the button, maybe you could, like, press it again to go back. Like a fighting game. But that's if there was 2 players. Like, I mean, the CPU could do that too. But let's just start simple. I was thinking, I guess that would be more entertaining than, I was thinking like different types of mugs or stuff in the way that you have to dodge. Okay. So we will need, if it hits the other one, that it stops. I think the idea is that if you do miss, it shatters and then you lose everything. Well, so now I'll probably have to use one of those, I'll have to cast a ray and just see if it can hit the other object. In this tutorial, I was kind of doing something if he fell out of the world. We'll just skip to the enemy collision detection. we'll probably want it too that both of them stop when there's a hit, so you get to see exactly what happened. Let's see where our ray is here. It is barely visible. I kind of gotta need just the shape hits in general, but I'll try this for now just to make sure it stops. 0. Okay, we'll define it up top. Easy way to do this will be to say it's not pressed anymore. And then it won't move. Now, it has to detect what it's colliding with, probably in that group. If it's collision mask 1, and I think the other one is collision mask 1, probably will work. Nope. Doesn't like it though. I think I have to set one more name here. Let's take a look. It's probably easy variable. It's probably the name right here. That's it. So this is called raycast 2D. We'll call it raycast right. And that is probably how I'll reference it. It's weird how it's kind of like going up and down briefly a little bit. Yeah, it stopped. It shouldn't be easy like that. It should not work for many times. It's like things shouldn't be easy in games. I'm sure now I'm gonna have to pay for it with something way harder. Probably getting the other mug to stop. Okay. Like now I have to figure out how to communicate to that other mug. That getting through that in game programming. Once I'm through that, that's like a big step down. These could end up being like a battle if it wasn't a WarioWare game. Like you could be trying to chip away at the amount of drink they have over time. You could probably have a button to change the direction that it's going up and down on your side. Hello, Brandon. How's it going? Have you been working on your pixel art in game or art in general? I'll show you. I'll show you if you just got here. This is where we're at right now in Godot, recreating my WarioWare game. Oh! If I double click, it stops. Maybe. That's interesting. Let me see if I press space. No, space works. Mouse click seems to stop it. Then you can get by. Let's not think about bugs at the moment. This is a quick prototype. It's a prototyping stage. Okay. And it won't be too long today because yeah, cheers to that prototype. Thank you. Yeah, this is just recreating the WarioWare game that I made in WarioWare DIY that kind of got me back into making games again. So yeah, cheers to WarioWare DIY on that one. Call it enemy mug. There we go. Getting ready to go back to work tomorrow, but I'm dry here and there. Excellent. Is that still related to your surgery, or just that's been long past and it's just you're going back to work tomorrow? Yeah, I was remembering that the Wario. I didn't say Wario nose. I was just saying Wario mustache. Finally healed and going back. Very good. Glad to hear it. Okay, we're gonna stop the mug opponent now somehow. Wonderful, yes. Awkward. We'll have to see here. Whoa. We'll have to see here if they have a more direct way of interacting, because that's like one to the other. We have to see if one gets affected, then does something to the other one. Like when it, probably this dying part, it does it. Platforms, pickups. Pickups might. Oh, random ad. I refuse to buy YouTube Premium, whatever it is, for $20 a month. This might be it here, but it's a matter of changing the other thing. That's handy to remember, just dragging it right into the code. A lot better than writing it. Well, let's just take a guess with. It's like, this is the easiest way. Stop another one. Get tree, okay. Well, I don't want to pause. Stop isn't the right word. Godot. Hit an enemy. So this is like, it's having one of them enter the area, then another one, it's saying it's under attack. Just wondering if they're working separately or together. Kind of the last one I want to figure out today. Okay. Okay, I can't drop it there because it doesn't inherit it. Like, it's risky if I just have another collision with the other one, because sometimes there could be cases where one doesn't hit the other. Technically, like, if in here, if he's hitting the enemy at some point, that should be the way to see it. Where do you attack? Maybe in the score he starts adding it. Oh, he's collecting coins. That's the issue. So let's see what happens with pickups here. That's where probably be some communication between them. Come on, grab the coin already. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe we just have to do that. We'll comment this out for now and see if we can get it working the other way. All right, and that should make it so it stops moving. I wonder how, if we can say the other body can be deleted. Like here, it's not necessarily communicating to the player. No worries, ready. This is very slow going. It would be much easier in Game Maker. For me. Oh, thanks for dropping by. I'll talk to you later. You have a good night's sleep over there. Yeah, I'm just using it for reference. I did the tutorial before, but it was a while ago. I can't say if it's good yet. Like it seems solid. There's no problems with it. It's just getting used to it. The code is a little pickier than Game Maker, which might be good. Okay, cue free stops them, but anyway, let's go var stop moving equals false. And I'll just say stop moving equals true if they have a collision. It's interesting to see if they have enough stuff already to detect each other. Maybe not. I wonder if like the collision objects are off. I'll give it a little bit more, and then I'll stop for today. So let's double check the scenes, how they're set up. Like this one, we'll put here maybe. Like I'm sure it's all the same, but so now they'll be both at 0, 0, and this main scene will move it here. Probably it'll have to be adjusted a bit. Yeah, its height will have to be different now. We can still try to attack it. It's probably gonna be like that now. I think maybe that's good for today. That's some progress, better than no progress. I'll look into that a little bit, and the next one we'll try to add in some effects like having one rotate and maybe liquid going in and out, and having a reset function and stuff. And shouldn't be as busy for it. But probably this weekend, if I do have another one, might be some games, and then we'll try following up part 3 next week. And good night, Oscar. Thank you for dropping by. Keep enjoying Switch 2 over there. Hope everyone has a great wet rest of their week. Until next time, take care, everybody. We'll end on one more Godot. Good night, Antonio. Goodbye.